Former President Jacob Zuma has suffered another legal blow as the Supreme Court of Appeal dismissed his reconsideration application. Zuma's legal team had approached the court to have prosecutor Billy Downer removed from his corruption trial. Here to unpack now the latest coming from the SCA and what it means for the former president is Jacob Zuma Foundation spokesperson Mzwanele Manyi. Mr. Manyi, good evening and thank you very much for your time and for joining us tonight here on In Focus. You had approached the SCA Judge President Mandisa Maya last month in hopes that she would reconsider Mr. Zuma's application for leave of appeal to the High Court's dismissal of his special plea. Now, Judge President Maya has come back to say this particular application was also not successful. Is this the end of the road, or are there more considerations from the former president as to where to take this next? All right, let's take you back now. We seem to have Mr. Manyi back on the line. Mr. Manyi, I said earlier on you had approached the Judge President, Mandisa Maya, in the Supreme Court of Appeal with a view that she would reconsider Mr. Zuma's application for leave to appeal the High Court's dismissal of his special plea. Is this the end of the matter for you now, or are you taking this further?
Yeah, well, good evening, viewers. At this point, the lawyers are still mulling over the issues. Obviously, the initial reaction, is that of disappointment, but I'd be lying to you if I would be saying we were surprised. It has become a norm for President Zuma to lose cases, as it were. It's almost like it's a standard position for all the courts, but we soldier on. But at this point, the lawyers are still mulling over the issues. They are consulting, they are looking at things, they are studying the order. I don't even know if the full judgment has been actually issued so that they can understand the rationale and the reason for the decision that has been taken as articulated in the order. So that is the situation as things stand. So it's a bit too early for us to issue a much more comprehensive statement at this point.
Yeah. So, I mean, you of course still remain and adamant and convinced that Mr. Downer has no title to prosecute, or at least lacks.
Well, most definitely. In fact, what we think is happening here is the whole justice system is actually collaborating to maintain a particular posture. The situation at hand is that already on the 8th of April, Batoyi had made a decision not to prosecute Downer. One would have thought that by now would have got that certificate of non-prosecution. But since then, we've been battling with Batoyi to say, give us the certificate, and Batoyi is refusing to give the certificate. They come up with all kinds of monkey tricks up to now. Had she submitted that certificate when we've been asking for it, by now Downer would already, and some of his colleagues would be accused. Downer would be accused, number one, as things stand. But because Batoyi is playing in Downer's corner, she is not issuing the certificate, so our hands are tied. So the innocence of Downer, as things stand, is an artificial innocence, is a created innocence, is a managed innocence, as it were. So the legal team of His Excellency President Zuma are ready to prosecute Downer, but the key is that certificate of non-prosecution. So you have a situation where Batoyi is saying, I'm not prosecuting, but I'm not giving a certificate of non-prosecution, so you also can't move. So this is a situation which for us, we interpret it as actually abuse of the criminal justice system. This is very bad.
Yeah. Judge Maya, in a statement, making a point to reflect on some of the issues that have been reported. I don't know if that was your feeling as well as the Jacob Zuma Foundation, that the delays on this particular judgment were deliberate, saying that she does not support this assertion. In fact, she says she remains committed to the principle of judicial independence and the application of law impartially without fear, favor, or prejudice as required by the Constitution.
Yeah, well, look, that's I think from our side, we've never questioned the time it takes. We always know that it takes forever, as it were. But the funny thing, though, in this particular instance, is that it's breaking news today, yet the actual decision was made on the 20th as to what was the issues between the 20th to now. So those are some of the issues. It's very clear that there is something not quite right in terms of the administrative issues in that office. But anyway, in fact, even as we speak now, we're not even sure in terms of the timetable whether is now the date, the 20th, where we draw the line to work out whatever plan of action we have to take, or is the date when we received this thing, which was a few days. I think we actually received this thing. It's breaking news for you now, but I think we received it on the 24th. So whether the 4 days later, after the judgment, where do we draw the line? Usually the decision is made on that day and we are given the decision that day. But this situation where a decision is made on day 1, but you get issued the order on day X, something else, day 4. So where do you draw the line? So those are some of the issues that the lawyers are still dealing with to make sense as to what is legally permissible for whatever action that needs to be taken.
Yeah. Is it any consolation for you, the fact that you did receive this on the 24th and it's only getting to the media today, that at least it was not leaked?
Yeah, no, well, yeah, I was hoping that by the time it gets to you guys, the position would have been properly formulated. But clearly, there are quite a few issues that the lawyers are still going through. And it's unfortunate that we don't have a very clear position in the way forward. But I'm very sure that in the next few days, let's make it next week, we'll actually issue a comprehensive statement reflecting on the judgment itself. And also in that same statement, continue to lament the issues around Batoyi not issuing that certificate of non-prosecution.
So according to the NPA, they now, in their statement, saying, we believe that now that this matter has been dismissed, or the application on May 20, we will now focus on ensuring that the trial resumes on the 15th of August 2022. Is that in order? Are you going to be going ahead then with the trial on the 15th of August?
What I can assure you is that if Downer is still their lead prosecutor, there's going to be problems. And we hope that by the 15th of August, I mean, I don't know what we need to do. In fact, what we have now, we have His Excellency President Zuma considering doing another application to compel Batoyi to issue the certificate. Because for us, we want to prosecute Downer, but Batoyi has got our hands tied. She's saying she's not prosecuting him. At the same time, she's not issuing the certificate. That is a situation of the abuse of the criminal justice system. So they can't issue a statement now and says all systems go. No, it's not all systems go. That is misleading the public. It will be all systems go once the matter of Downer is clear, once she has issued that certificate, and by the time we prosecute him, because if they issue the certificate tomorrow, I can guarantee you that on Monday, Downer will be accused number 1. Now, whether on the 15th of August, we're going to have accused number 1, that is also going to be prosecuting this case, it's a matter that the courts must decide at the right time.
Mzwanele Manyi speaks for the Jacob Zuma Foundation. I appreciate your time and thank you very much for joining us tonight on In Focus.